You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Smash After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Smash After Show.
Hey, everybody, Bing is for doing. And we are here doing another AFTERBUZZ tonight. We are doing Smash Episode 11, Season 1, The Movie Star, where we got to see Uma Thurman just all over the place in this episode. We just got the quick glimpse of her last week, and this week we get to see a lot more of her, and that was very interesting. I am Tamara Berg. I'm joined in the studio by Kendra Kabasele, and we have Ronnie Jr. in the booth.
Hello, you two pretty ladies.
Oh, you handsome gentlemen. Sarah is not with us tonight.
No, is she calling us or?
She's not. Poor Sarah has a job that she has to be up and ready to go for at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we told her that it is okay for her to go to bed very soon.
Holding it down for her.
But she'll be with us next week.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's talk about Uma Thurman playing Rebecca Duvall. The big movie star coming in, saving the day, bringing in her red raincoat and being all movie starish.
Yeah, except for
She can't sing.
one thing her agents neglected to tell everyone.
Yeah, she can't sing. You know, I don't know if you know this, but it's really difficult to convincingly sing just a little bit off key, and she did a really good job of it.
I was going to say, overall, she did a great job of being, you know, a kind of a poor actress in that role,
right?
too. A poor actress, poor singer. So she's doing a good job.
Yeah, she didn't look super comical or like she was trying too hard. She just looked a little not very good.
Yeah, and the off key was just on point because it actually hurt.
Yeah, we were both craning our necks and trying to get her to hit. You're a little flat, honey. You're a little higher on that note.
Yeah, it was painful.
Yeah, so she can't sing, and she was flat, and it was painful. And you know, then the meeting came with Ellis. I mean, not Ellis. Eileen, Derek, Tom, and Julia going, "Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah. Exactly.
So they
even though they were all yes people while she was there in front of them.
Well, yeah, it's a little awkward to go, "Oh my God, you suck! Oh my God, you suck!"
It kind of showed in their reactions. But
well, yeah, they weren't the most awesome actors themselves. Going,
"Oh,
great! No, it was was it good? No, it was great. You were great."
Tom was the best. That was funny.
He was excellent.
Sure.
He's so good. He was excellent in this episode.
Yeah, he was good.
I really liked it when
he's consistent.
He really is.
Yeah.
I really liked it when he was sitting at the piano and coaching her a little bit later in the episode.
Yeah.
And he was being so supportive, and so I liked him. So anyway, what that next led to was Rebecca saying, "I have some notes. I'd like to make some suggestions."
Yeah. Sorry.
Can you imagine?
And they were like horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's lived with this Marilyn character for, well, I don't know, probably figure a couple weeks at the most. And the Derek and Julia and Tom and even Eileen have all been living with this character and living with this concept of doing a show on Marilyn for months or potentially even years. And here comes Blondie coming in. I've got the answers, everybody. I've got it all figured out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was awful. That was awful.
They were kind of put off by that.
Wouldn't you be?
Well, and her changes were ridiculous. She basically wanted to change it from a musical to a book.
Right.
You know,
a novel.
Yeah.
A novel. I have some ideas for a little novel
no
here.
songs, no, you know.
Yeah, less singing and dancing.
Yeah, let's get deep into the character of Marilyn.
Mm-hmm.
Which that wasn't that type of party.
It wasn't. And that was silly. That was silly. But the song that she was ultimately working on, sorry, I can't decide if I'm hot or cold.
I think I'm having some hot flash.
I was wondering what was happening over there. I'll use this time to tell everyone on iTunes, definitely seeing that live interaction of some sorts is worth it to go to our YouTube page and watch us online live at AfterBuzzTV.com. Also to comment and rate our show on the iTunes page, only because Tamara, she works like 19 different jobs and she works all the way through Sunday and she still comes here for you to do a Smash show, as does Kendra.
Thanks, Ronnie.
So we're just like, yo, we work so hard. Well, we're not saying yo, but I just said yo. Hey, we work so hard at AfterBuzz. That why don't you just rate and comment our page, because it makes our iTunes, hits go up. So that's all I ask from you. Is that fair?
It helps us out. And we love doing the podcasts, but it really helps us out if people will make comments. Speaking of that, just a little bit of a diversion. We got a great comment last week from a viewer who was recommending the film Norma Jean and Marilyn, which came out in, I think, like 1996 or 1997. It came out starring Ashley Judd and Mira Sorvino. And they were playing the two. I didn't see the film, but I know a little bit about it. That they were basically playing the two parts of Marilyn's psyche, one being sort of the bombshell, the blonde, the sex symbol, and the other, the Ashley Judd played the sort of innocent, her past, the core of her being kind of part of the character. And this viewer was saying it was a really good movie, and we all have not been able to get it on Netflix since we...
Well, yeah, I queued it up.
Yeah, so did I.
As soon as the viewer mentioned it, I was interested right away.
So did I, yeah, and it's not available on demand on the instant view. Otherwise we would have watched it.
That is very nice. See, our online people, they take care of us. Also a shout out to our chat room, because they're of course supporting you guys as well, so we love it.
Yes, I have the chat roll open right here if anybody wants to put on
Shout us out.
Yeah, I got it right here. So Rebecca, she's got some great ideas. Oh. And then we see her in the next rehearsal and she's terrible. So not only can't she sing, but she can't act, as you were saying.
Right.
She was just being silly.
Yeah. It was kind of an insightful way of showing us what can happen in Hollywood, I think. It's safe to say, without having a tomato thrown at me. It just kind of gave you that idea that you can get somewhere just because of your name.
Right.
And that's what...
And that's why they brought her in. They wanted her name recognition to potentially bring audience members and bring some star power to the show, but they neglected really to find out if she has the chops and if she can actually do the job. But one of the things that I found interesting was that by the time they got to the last song that she actually sang, Dig Deep, which was the last song in the show, it wasn't brilliant. It wasn't like Ivy or Karen singing one of those songs, but it was certainly a vast improvement from the first time that she sang. And I'm wondering where they're going to go with this.
I still think I don't think she's going to be the Marilyn. I still think
she's going to be in all the rest of the episodes this season.
But I don't think it's going to be her.
I don't think so either.
Because, while it was okay, it was mediocre, we still saw the inserts of Derek's, internal thoughts about Karen, because she still has that quality that he's looking for,
right? And
his hands are tied with Uma's character, Rebecca Duvall, and I think that that like for Karen is gonna overpower whatever's going on with this movie star.
And for me, Rebecca / Uma did a serviceable job, but she didn't have any of that sort of spark that we've seen in both Ivy and Karen when they're playing the role. But it was, I'm just wondering, because Uma can sing. She was in the producers, and we've talked about that already. But so singing poorly in the beginning, singing better by the end, and she's got a couple more episodes going. For all we know, she's going to be amazing 3 episodes down the road. Yeah. But even so, I don't think that. Well, I think that would be a bit foolish to take her because she is somebody who's outside the actual cast of Smash and put that person in the leading role, unless they were going to do something really unconventional with the show, where they're doing a TV show about a Broadway show about a star, and then they're actually not going to talk about her. They're only going to talk about all the supporting players, and I can't see them doing that in this show.
And then maybe the viewer had a point. Maybe they will end up doing something where, Karen,
where they
Ivy,
both play,
where they're all they're Norma Jean, they're Marilyn, and then maybe Uma Thurman's character will be like
another element of her character.
Yeah, maybe the older one. I don't, because she said she's 37-ish. Ish.
Yeah, maybe so. But a little bit like the I've just forgotten her, Bernadette Peters, when Bernadette Peters came in, and she was almost an interruption in the flow of the TV show that we're watching, because this bigger than life actress that we know and have loved for so many years comes in and kind of pulls focus on everything else. It almost seemed like it was a little bit dissonant, that there was that Uma kind of didn't really fit in yet, because we're comfortable now with all of the players and we're comfortable with the storylines, and then in comes this other person. It's a little unsettling. That's how I felt. Did you feel that way?
I felt that way because of that, and then also because of her character. I think if she were more warm, I think we would have felt a little okay. We may have been even threatened by her, but
yes,
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah,
that's what we've been.
And I'm sure that they will spend more time with her in the next couple of episodes, because they've got her, and they'll of course use her. But I just, like you say, I can't see them putting her in the lead.
Right? Yeah, I can't see it.
But it will be interesting to see what else she does. The next topic that I wanted to talk to about was Dev and Karen finally beginning to really break my heart.
It's hard. I don't know. So, I'm sorry.
I know you feel bad for me.
I don't know how to approach this subject. We forgot the tissues.
You've been telling me all along it was coming, though.
Well,
because they were too perfect.
What was I saying, though, again, about this girl? Was it
RJ?
Yeah. Does she have a home?
She doesn't,
Does she have
apparently
a cat to feed? She's always available.
And also apparently no furniture to sit on in the office. Did you notice how she was sort of draped all over his file cabinet?
Right. She's allergic to chairs.
Yes,
yes. Yeah, she's on the desk. I think even at the bar. Well, no, they were on.
She was sitting on furniture there. Yeah, she was able to. She did accomplish that there.
She was able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we...
Well, okay, so obviously Dev is having a bit of a crisis, right? He didn't get this job that he wanted. He it seems like it's been going on for weeks that he didn't get the job and hasn't told Karen. Is that your assessment?
And that's where I was annoyed, because he kept withholding that information from her.
Yes.
He had chances to, give his side of how his day went, and he said nothing. It was always about Karen's, problems.
Right. But, in the first episodes, he was always her biggest fan, her greatest cheerleader, the person who was always going to prop her up. She comes in and says, I'm just I remember a conversation early on where he was saying, no, you're a star. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And now that's all gone.
Yeah.
And that was part of our, and I wouldn't exactly say criticism, but our trouble with him being so perfect, because he was always the guy ready to give her kudos and ready to prop her up and go get him, girl. And now all of a sudden he doesn't get one job and he completely changes 180 degrees.
I can see both sides, because he probably felt, I need some cheering up at this time, and she didn't really offer that. She would give him a moment to say, oh, how was your day? And if he just said, oh, I don't want to talk about it, she's like, okay, so let's back to me, or let's go out, or, So I think, he didn't intend to find that in RJ, but I think because RJ has been there and supportive and kind of on the same page, I think that's how it's kind of slowly taking him away from her.
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, when anyone has a blow like that to their ego of not getting this job that you're sure you're perfect for and all of that, it's a little hard to keep being a cheerleader for someone else when you're so devastated.
Right.
And even though he's always been there, he always had he was sort of a star in his world as well, and so it was a little more secure and a little easier for him to give her the support. But now that maybe it's
Karen should have recognized that.
Yeah, she should have.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't, or doesn't, or
maybe they're both getting complacent. Maybe.
Yeah, because even today when she said, "Oh, so it's my fault that you don't tell me things," well, yeah, it kind of is. I felt like saying, but that was my take.
Right.
I don't know what you how you reacted to that.
Well, I just feel like they're really not communicating, and there are a lot of problems going on, a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
But also, you were saying. My thought is that they have set up from the beginning of their relationship that this is how it is. I'm the cheerleader, you're awesome, and we love each other. And so now that he's unable to fulfill that role, or is choosing not to fulfill that role, however you want to look at it, they're both having problems with it and can't quite figure out how to deal.
Like, why aren't you cheering for me? And
right.
why am I not cheering?
Right.
That kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's almost like changing the rules halfway through the game.
Yeah.
Because that's how they've been doing it from this point up to this point. And now it's not working, and
so they're kind of growing apart.
Yeah, but see, you've been seeing that coming for a long time. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, sorry.
You told me.
I told you.
You told me.
I tried to buffer the fall.
You did. No, I knew that they were so beautiful. He's so beautiful, and they're so perfect together. Of course, it was going to go that way, because you got to have conflict in drama.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not going to watch.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's still some time to save it, but I'm not optimistic about that.
Yeah, and just as a side note, what do you think about Karen and Ivy talking
Being
about
friends
the
and stuff?
the on again off again?
Well,
Speaking of on again off again friends.
Well, I wonder about that. Is Ivy still kind of playing that role when she was telling was it Tom? Or who is she telling that she's kind of just playing the role of friend, and then she's,
I don't remember who. I do remember it, but I don't remember who she was telling that to.
I don't know if it was Tom
or Derek. I think it might have been Tom.
I don't think it was Derek. Yeah, I think it was Tom.
Or was it one of the
dancers?
One of the nameless dancers.
Yeah.
We only know Sam. We only know Sam's name.
The one with the side swept hair, I think, right?
Okay, yeah.
Was it him?
Sure. Yes, Kendra, yes, it was.
I can't think of his name. Well,
we don't know his name.
Yeah.
A nameless dancer.
Number one.
Dancer number one.
Sorry. Okay, so yeah. So I wonder if she's just still playing on that, or if she genuinely likes her.
I have no idea.
Because they're kind of on the same boat now.
Right. They both hate Rebecca.
Yeah.
Even though Karen doesn't realize she's supposed to hate Rebecca, it appears.
I know. She's like, girl, you're in the wrong business. But yeah, so I don't know where that's going to go, because eventually I think Rebecca won't be in the number one position. And,
right.
And how will that alter their relationship?
The relationship between Karen and Ivy? Right, because then it'll get them to be adversaries again.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So now what?
Unless they do, like our AfterBuzz viewer said, who says it's going to be the Norma Jean and Marilyn.
That would be interesting. But I don't know why Derek doesn't have that same vision
right, of
when
course.
Ivy's performing.
Of course.
So what do we... I don't know.
Well, and I thought, when they were sitting in the bar, when they walked out of the movie, out of Rebecca's movie, and sitting in the bar, Ivy's talking and kind of not exactly talking smack, but being a little sassy, right?
Yeah.
With a little snarky with Ivy about the boyfriend, or with Karen about the boyfriend, and not realizing how hard she was hitting the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. And Karen suddenly fights back for the first time, gets her dander up. And
and then Ivy says, oh, did I hit a nerve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kidding. Kidding.
But, yeah. She has to watch it because she can't share too much with her, because then she has ammo.
Of course.
I don't trust Ivy.
No, I don't either. Not at all. Not at all. And then Karen gets home after that, and Dev not there.
Yeah, I know.
We see where he is.
We knew where he was.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. That's not going well.
No.
I don't see that going well.
Sorry.
I know.
That's the bottom line.
Not going well.
It was Dev, RJ, a bar, and alcohol. It's just not a good.
That's not a good
equation.
not a good combo late at night. No.
I wonder, is she gonna go out and look for him? You know how people don't use their phones; they just.
No, people don't use their phones, and there are only 3 bars in the entire town.
So she's just gonna
And 2
she's
restaurants.
gonna find him right away.
She'll run into him accidentally.
Right.
It'll happen.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, because people don't use phones in this show, right?
Except for text messages. He sent her a text that he can't. He's not.
Sorry,
up for it.
I'm not up for it.
I'm
Oh, and
sorry.
earlier he said, "I don't love." He didn't say "I love you" at the end of his
Yes,
conversation.
That was.
She said, "Love
telling.
you," and he went,
He's like, I love RJ.
I love the drama
Yeah.
I'm creating."
Yeah, that was, and you could tell that she was waiting for it. 'Cause she
Yeah.
was even checking the connection. Is this thing on?
Right. Hello.
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
That wasn't.
Okay, let's move on to Tom.
Your heart
Because
can't take
we're
it.
just shaking our heads. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, for us to all be yelling at the TV, "No,
I know.
stop! Don't do it!"
We're already yelling. Oh,
Yeah, we are. We are.
terrible.
But so we have Tom flirting shamelessly with Sam
Yes.
to the point where Julia gets annoyed about it.
And she uses her phone.
She did use her phone,
was-
but not to talk to anybody, just to talk to one of the
Right.
2 restaurants in town.
Right.
Yeah. And set up a date for the 2 of them.
Yeah. That was funny. That
It was
a
cute.
little moment.
I thought it was cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they finally they do go out on their date, right?
They do.
Oh, well, they were
don't
going
end
to go
up-
out on the date. They couldn't
Yeah.
find the restaurant.
And they didn't really. I mean, Tom said he wasn't feeling well, so what do you want to do?
Let's go to my place.
Right. That's what they ended up. But it was a nice scene because
In Tom's apartment?
Yes, I was yelling again at the TV, kind of.
Slow down. Hold your horses.
Get
Take
to
your
know
time.
each other. That's what I was saying.
You
because
were.
Tom rushed into the last relationship
With the
and-
lawyer,
yeah.
yes.
So it was just kind of, it didn't fit well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they did take their time.
Well, I
Sam's
thought,
a good man.
yeah, I thought this was a really interesting a scene that we hadn't seen before on TV. I hadn't anyway. You
Yeah,
know,
I hadn't.
someone, adult relationships, especially gay men, they, I don't know, people rush to have sex. Yeah, it happens all the time,
TV, yeah.
And Sam is going, hold on a second, wait a minute. It was
good
kind of
boy.
refreshing to see, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah, it was. Because if he had rushed, it would have been just, like he explained to Tom, it wouldn't have meant anything,
Because he thinks sex is holy.
Yeah. And, and that's Tom's MO. He would rush,
Right?
get tired of the person quickly, and try to get out.
Right,
like he
because
did.
even Sam asked him, what's been your longest relationship? 5
minutes. No, but 5 months.
That's not long at all when he's 30-something-ish,
Right.
I
I think Sam may be the one.
You do?
Maybe.
Wait, is that
Maybe
a
by the
prediction?
end of. Oh, sorry. I always do this.
You
But
do.
Let me
Well, it's-
write this down.
It's hard to not. It's hard to not do it.
But
But
I always forget once we get to.
I know by the time we get to predictions, we can't remember what it is we're talking about. But I just found that very refreshing, very interesting, very unusual. It's something we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
And Sam's a really likable character, and
He
Tom's a really
is.
likable character. We really
Yeah.
like the both of them.
Yes.
So
Good choice.
we'd like to have them together, maybe.
Yeah.
Go to church together, but not the Republican church because Tom couldn't handle it. Whatever that. I don't
Yeah,
know,
that was.
whole thing.
Yeah, that line. Yeah. Anyways. Interesting writing.
What
Sometimes.
what else do we have about the two of them? That's really kind of all that happened with those two guys, right? I mean, that was the most interesting part of it, that they didn't have sex. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and Sam left him wanting more. He left, right? After he gave him the speech.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah. And it made him think, because then he had a conversation with Julia later, and he said, "Oh, he called me out on all of my."
Yeah.
So that was good.
So maybe Tom can change.
Yeah.
Well, it will be very interesting
Interesting.
to see, because he could potentially get his heart broken too if he goes through.
Yeah.
Because basically what Sam is doing in this situation is he's asking him to be different than he has been with every other relationship in his life.
Right.
And so that will put Tom in a vulnerable position to be open to digging deep, a deeper relationship than he's ever had before, and potential for heartbreak huge in that situation.
It is, but he needs that, I think. Otherwise, he'd just keep going through life.
Yeah,
man after
a serial
man.
dater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a commitment phobe.
Yep.
That was my analysis.
But he's been able to, that was a good analysis. But Tom has been able to maintain a relationship with Julia for however many years. No, I know it's different, but that's a partnership that's really important,
but
and you've got to have conflicts and
non-threatening in a way. There's a certain distance that's comfortable for him. Mm-hmm. So it's, this is a friendship. I have no commitment. I don't have any responsibilities with this. She goes home to her husband.
Well, and I think even not so much about the commitment, but about the commitment of one's emotions.
Right.
Because it's absolutely a partnership between him and Julia.
Oh yeah.
But it's more based on like you're saying, work and it's not so much that it's more surface stuff, it's just that his emotions and his heart and his
it's less investment.
Right,
Emotionally,
yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this could be something very different for him.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Sam
exciting.
Is schooling him. I like that.
Kind of exciting. So then let's just cover a couple of other things. We've got Ellis.
Lurker. Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't lurk today. I was waiting.
We were waiting for him to pop his head around the corner, and he didn't.
How did he not know she was looking at the folder?
Well, maybe he did. He probably did.
But he would have had that eyebrow raise.
That's true. He probably would have. But then he got busted. I love that he finally got busted later in the show.
I know.
With the assistant to Rebecca.
Yes. He called
did
a loser.
Didn't properly switch from call to call. That's why you always go, "Hi, is it you?"
Right.
Because I'm about to talk about him.
If you talk about people like
right. If you do, but not that we do.
No.
We don't.
We don't.
So yeah, he got busted, and I thought it was great. Finally,
yeah.
He didn't get busted and get sent to Cleveland in jail, but it's a step. It's a step.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was priceless.
Yeah, I was really glad, and he really got a dressing down by that guy whose name we also don't know.
Yeah.
Rebecca's assistant
number
saying,
one.
"No, I don't like." What did he call them? Users.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't like users.
Yes. Stick it to him.
Yeah.
I don't like users. That's, it was a TV show, so. But.
What would you have liked him to say?
No, it was good. It was fine. I was fine with it. He should have said lurkers. I don't like lurkers.
Slimy lurkers who are capitalizing on everybody.
Yeah, that was
or
strange.
Something like that.
I thought he was gonna catch Eileen looking in the file, which the file turned up to prove that he's a crook.
Okay, so I do want to talk about that just a little bit. So Eileen finds out that all we got to hear was he's another crook.
Nick.
Nick.
Yes.
So then she and Nick go to dinner together, and she says something, and he says, "Oh, do you mean the Dominican?" I don't even remember what it was. The Dominican blah blah. Oh, do you mean the this and the that? And it was another one of those situations where, in screenwriting, we often say, "Show me, don't tell me."
Right.
Okay, so I want to
over-explained everything.
They're talking about everything.
Yeah,
and this was one of those scenes that really kind of crystallized for me, where I thought, now why didn't they show me watching Nick, make some of these shady connections, or them actually have a conversation about it, instead of her going statement and him going rebuttal, and her going statement and him going rebuttal. It was like a debate.
Yeah.
And
so what, you would have preferred a flashback?
Well, I don't have the answer for exactly how the scene would go, but I would like them to have shown me instead of telling me.
Okay.
Because then we can connect more with it. Mm-hmm. And the total amount of screen time spent on this story was about 55 seconds.
Yeah.
The problem came up, and 55 seconds later, the problem was gone.
Yeah. That was a little.
And I think that's just silly.
Strange, yeah.
if we're going to get into something, let us get into it instead of bringing it up and then making it go away, which is what they did with Michael and Julia.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in love with you. Oh, I'm not in love with you anymore. Okay, you know, we got that. Thank God we got that 2 minutes over with. You know,
No, it was strange because the way they, introduced the topic, it seems so, oh my gosh. So,
right. Right. This is going to be juicy, right? It's going to be interesting. We're going to find out some good stuff.
Yeah.
No. Statement, rebuttal,
done.
statement, rebuttal.
Yeah.
It's over. Okay, fantastic. Let's kiss.
I can't get involved. He told her, if if you're just not interested, just tell me.
Right.
She's interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
she
doesn't
is.
care about the file anymore.
No, she doesn't.
Shred it.
Yeah, but so that was I didn't love that. I didn't
Yeah.
love that part. The way they just, all of a sudden the problem's gone.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the music. The first song was the first song that we want to talk about because we don't want to talk about Uma singing poorly or Rebecca rather singing poorly.
Right.
So Our Day Will Come, which was Karen's song to Derek.
I liked that song.
I did too. I like this. I like the
mean, in
song a
general,
lot.
yeah.
It's a sweet, pretty song.
Yeah.
But I thought she did a really good job with
She
it.
did.
And I'm very intrigued by these reveries he has with her about her.
I know. He's like a kid in a candy store.
I like it.
This Team Karen.
Yeah, we are Team Karen. She's
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah. She makes a great Marilyn.
Yeah.
I don't see what the problem is. I don't see why they flew Rebecca in. I don't.
I don't either. But I love the line that Ivy says, "You hear that sound? That's that's the sound of 1,000 audience members asking for their money back."
Ouch. That was nice.
Yeah. So loved that song. And then the other was Dig Deep. Rebecca singing it.
Oh,
It was an original piece.
It was one of the
original ones.
key.
Yeah. You wouldn't know it was her last song. So it wasn't
Oh, okay.
it wasn't off key. And they were all in costume and,
Oh, right.
doing that.
Mm-hmm.
She took off her coat and had the scarf on and everything. It was okay. I didn't love it. It didn't really strike me.
No, yeah.
And I don't know. It had a lot of elements of another song, and now that the time has gone by and I'd never heard it before, I can't bring it in. But it's a very musical, Broadway musical kind of song, and there were some elements of it that I really liked. And maybe if we hear Karen or Ivy sing it, it will
Bring it to life.
right.
Yeah. And it was done on purpose. Rebecca's
Rebecca?
version. Yeah. I think it was just flat because they were trying to illustrate that she's
So yeah, I wonder if we're going to get to see that song again.
probably. We heard a few songs a couple of times. So
Yes, we have, and it doesn't. The listing that I have doesn't say that it will come back again, but several of them,
even if it's a snippet, we may hear it.
exactly, and a lot of them we do hear over and over again. That History is Made at
I
Night, that
was
one that
gonna
we love so
say,
much, that one comes
yes.
back over and over. So maybe we will get a chance to see it done by Ivy or Karen, and then we can really get a sense of it. But like I said, there were some elements of it that I really liked musically. I thought were really interesting. The dynamics of the percussion and little bits through it. And again, I can't speak very specifically about it because I only heard it the one time. But I think it could potentially be a really good song.
Yeah.
Or we could even maybe get to see Rebecca sing it again
I was gonna
well.
say, yeah.
Do you think that
Yeah.
that's what might happen?
That's what I was going to say. Maybe as her progression happens, we'll see, they'll revisit that song. Say, can you do this one more time?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But I think they're in a little bit of a dangerous territory there because although we know Uma can sing and act, I don't think she could possibly hold a candle to Catherine McPhee or Megan Hilty.
Right.
So trying to bring her in and make her be exceptional compared to them is going to be very difficult to do because they are exceptionally talented in the singing, the dancing, and the acting. Whereas Uma, I would say, is probably proficient in those areas, but not a superstar like the other two gals.
Yeah. And that's what I think the panel and producers and everyone is trying to deal with. Because is she locked into a contract?
We don't know.
Okay. I don't, because that would be the only reason I think they would keep her at this point.
Yeah.
At least I don't know. Once they see if she gets better, it may change. But I don't know. It's day and night. The
Yeah, it
performances,
really
you know.
is.
I can't see her being Marilyn.
I know. I know. Well, and they haven't really given us a chance to see her as being
Yeah.
Marilyn because this was the episode. Last episode was let's look at her shoes and her hair, and that was all we got to see. And this episode was let's watch her sing and act poorly.
Right.
So
next,
nowhere to go but up from here.
And to Cleveland to visit.
And to Cleveland
Ellis.
to visit Ellis.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it gets better. We'll see.
Yeah. I don't have anything else at the moment. Do you?
No, just my prediction.
Let's go to commercial, and then we will finally get back to your predictions, which we haven't heard about for the last minute or two.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
And we are back. We do have someone on the chat roll that was asking, will the second season still be about Marilyn? That's a great question.
It is a great question.
What do you think? I want to know what you think first.
Maybe it'll be about another star.
Or
No.
another musical.
Well, it's hard because, I mean, there are still several episodes to go. That's what it's through May.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Is that enough time to kind of wrap everything up?
Well, I've always predicted that the season finale of the first season was going to be opening night of the show.
Right.
They need to get some work done in the next 3 episodes in order for my prediction to come true, because they haven't cast it. They don't even have all the songs. They're still doing very simple blocking and you know, at this point, if in let's say a month we need to be getting into costumes, we definitely need to have the casting figured out.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, it probably will be about Marilyn. I mean, I haven't read anything that states otherwise, but I think it would probably be still about her, because it would be too much of a rush to get everything together, and then all of a sudden it's about a new show.
Well, the thing is that if this whole first season is about casting and mounting a new Broadway production, and also us learning all the characters, I think very easily the second season could be established within the running of the Marilyn musical, of Bombshell the musical. And because there's still, we've been talking about all the back scenes, behind the scenes stuff that happens, and all the relationships that are created and killed by you know, work and being in showbiz and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I would predict still, because I'm sticking by it, that the opening night will end season 1, and that season 2 would still be surrounding the Marilyn musical, but I think the musical will then be up and running, and we'll get to see everything happen behind it.
Yeah, and I would even go a step further
Yes.
in saying they'll have that established, and then because there may not be as much drama behind the scenes, maybe they'll overlap it with another show starting, or you'll hear, you know, oh, they're courting Karen with another show, you know,
Right.
Wicked or something.
Right.
And, you know, is she leaving? Is she not? Can she handle 2 shows, etc.? You know, I think
Or a
maybe something
recording
like-
contract, because she was meeting with a music producer
Right.
earlier in the season.
Right. I mean, and not just her. Ivy would
Yeah.
probably have things going on. I think that could be, you know, maybe we just pitched them an idea.
I'm sure they've
they're
been
right.
thinking about it for a while. So what
Kidding.
other predictions do you have? I think we should go into our predictions.
I needed the music.
Yes.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Sam's the one.
Oh, he is.
I've been dying to say that. No, I think Sam may be the one. I mean, or somebody serious that Tom's gonna end up being with for a long time. Longer than 5
I
months.
love that idea.
Yeah.
Because they're so similar in important ways and not similar in other ways that they could actually complement each other's lives.
Yeah.
And, Sam being the sporty guy and Tom being, well, I don't know, whatever he is compared
the
to
all-around guy. Well, and they had that slow burn, they kind of got to know each other. I think, no?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, oh, sorry, Ronnie. They had that time to get to know each other.
Smooth. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Time to get to know each other.
Yeah, so they, it's a real kind of developing relationship. Is he laughing at me?
Ronnie's laughing at you, not at me.
I'm used to it. That's
Laughing
okay.
at you.
All right, keep with that prediction. Go.
Yes. In 50 words or less. So, so that's why I think it may work out to be something.
What do you think about Julia and Frank and Leo? Do you have any predictions
I'm
there?
uncomfortable with them now.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I wondered why, before Julia jumped in, I kind of wondered why Frank didn't want to say anything. I didn't know if it was just because he was embarrassed.
With
in
the
the
guidance
school,
counselor, you
Yeah,
mean.
in the meeting. For a second, I thought maybe Julia thought there was some hope. Like, oh, he why would he lie about it and
Right.
act like everything at home is fine because the school will find out eventually. So maybe that means they'll get back together. My mind went. And then it
did.
came back because she was like, it was like record scratched.
Yeah.
Why are you lying? So I definitely don't think by the end of the season they'll be back together. I think he's too hurt. I mean, he reiterated that things happened 5 years ago, and then she, reignited this affair. I don't see anything good happening with that.
Okay. So you see the two of them breaking up for good.
Well,
For real and for good.
separated at least through the end of the season.
Okay. I agree. I agree. What about what was the other one I wanted to ask you about? Oh, what do you think is going to happen with Eileen and Nick?
Oh.
Don't care?
It's just-
Don't know, don't care?
No, I think it's just going to be a constant flirtation. Like it's I don't see that going anywhere.
Well, she said, she's awkward because she's out of practice. And he's obviously had a lot of practice, I think.
Ooh, he was on a soap opera.
Yeah.
His character.
Yes.
Well, his character wasn't, but yeah, I think it'll just be a fun relationship. She doesn't need anything heavy right now.
Okay.
She's getting out of that.
Okay, so
divorce.
nothing serious, but $7 martinis and
and
more
fun.
kissing.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have a chemistry. So
okay. Well, next week somebody faints.
yes, I wrote
Somebody
that
can't
down.
breathe.
Someone can't breathe. That was scary.
Couldn't see who that was.
No.
And we've got, I'm sure, more drama around the Rebecca character.
I predict it may be Ivy with all the medication she's taking.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you think it's Rebecca? Because we don't really know.
I think it's one of the two of them. It's
Yeah.
either Rebecca or Ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what it would be.
I'm leaning towards Ivy, but we'll see. I
Okay.
don't know.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see. We'll have to watch.
I know.
Tell us your Twitter handle, miss.
It's at Kendra Kabasele, so KendraKabasele. Thank you.
Yes. Applause, applause. And you can find me at Tamara Berg on Twitter. Also, please visit my website, tamaracentral.com. Ronnie, what about you?
You can find me at Ronnie Jr. Media, as well as watching all these great shows. Another NBC show that I kind of like, or I tried, was Awake, you guys. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It looks interesting.
Tying it into the AfterBuzz world and the NBC world. How you like that?
Nice.
And can we
like it.
remind everyone to vote for Maria?
Vote for Maria
Do it,
on
yes.
Dancing with the Stars. Comment on everything. Just to help us out every way you can.
Yes.
And we are going to go because our music is gone. So we will see you next week for Smash.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.